taking a look at all of that to make sure, hey, wait, look, we've got your estate, we're building it, we're using the financial advisor, we've got the tax landscape, but it's not properly insured, it could all come crashing down. Hi, Jeff Marsacci, the Plain English Attorney, and welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about who's on the team, or more specifically, who's on your team when it comes to your legal and financial picture in the long run, and who's going to be taking a look at everything that you've got and everything that's going on in your life on an ongoing basis to make sure that you and your loved ones are protected. And not only protected, but thrive. So this is really talking about the family office concept. Now, this has been around for a while, but it's been out there for the uber wealthy because generally they're paying a family office something like $100,000 or more a year just to look out for their complete picture. And so inside one business, you typically have the estate planning attorney, a financial advisor, an accountant, and a tax advisor, insurance person, and they're looking over all of this stuff and coordinating it for you so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to go separately to see your insurance agent to talk about maybe life insurance, but certainly homeowners insurance and car insurance and any business type of insurance, and having to then go over to your accountant and talk about taxes and all this other stuff. And the fact is, these areas overlap enough that you could have some vulnerabilities that you don't realize are there because your professionals aren't coordinating, or you've actually got some opportunities that are going by because your professionals aren't coordinating. But do you have an extra $100,000 a year just to go ahead and hire a family office to do all this stuff for you? Maybe you do, but most people don't. If you think it's important for educational videos like this to get out there, then please help us out by subscribing to the channel. And this is what's given rise in the last couple of years to the concept of the digital family office, where you don't need to have everybody in one company in order for your professionals to coordinate with each other and take a look at the full picture. So now you can have various professionals that are right for you and just have everybody coordinate. If there was one thing that the lockdowns kind of taught us, it's we need to be a little more connected, not necessarily in the same place, but still communicating. And the rise of Zoom and all of these other types of meetings can happen online with people in various locations, but still staying on the same page. And that's a concept that we're really looking out for at the law offices of Jeffrey G. Marsacci, PLLC. We want to be part of your digital family office and help coordinate all of that stuff for you so you don't have to. So maybe you already have these professionals, maybe you don't, maybe there's a couple missing. But the idea is at least once a year, if not more often, all of these professionals should be on the same page with you. So who's actually the core members? And there are 4, maybe 5, depending on how you look at it, members of this team that should be looking out for you on an ongoing basis. And the first one, of course, I'm going to say it's your estate planning attorney, because it's making sure that everything that you've got is working in the right order to get eventually down to the people that you want to take care of after you're gone. But at the same time, look at everything that you have so it's working to your advantage now. Typically, this is for my clients who are setting up a revocable living trust, and now we have to make sure that we're looking at the estate tax picture, we're looking at the income tax picture, but we're also looking at what assets do you have, how are they funded into the trust, and looking at all of this stuff. And if you do have things like rental property or small businesses, that we're incorporating all of that stuff with the other professionals. So it's not just, okay, we're drafting a will and a power of attorney and we're done. No, especially when you've got a revocable living trust, if your assets change, it needs to be looked at in terms of your overall estate because it has to still coordinate with the trust. All right. Second professional who's on these core members of the team, The second professional on the team is a financial advisor. So the financial advisor is looking at your overall financial health, growing your assets. And this may be divided into two professions potentially. You've got your financial advisor who's more on the investment end, so we can call it the investment piece. But then there's also life insurance and annuities that may end up being a separate person, or they may be one. Now, the reason why these might be separate, and well, look what life insurance, annuities, whatnot, depending on where you are in your stage of life, there are some tremendous opportunities that can be done with life insurance or annuities, depending on what that situation is, and investments, and this may change over time. So there may be separate professionals who are looking at it. And what I tell my clients is, look, if you think like the oil and pharmaceutical industries have a lot of sway in Congress, it ain't nothing compared to what the life insurance industry has, except you don't hear about it. So there are a ton of different tax loopholes for things that are classified as life insurance. And so it really should be looked at as part of the overall financial health. But let's just keep it easy. As a core member of the team, we're just going to say it's the financial advisor. All right. Third member of the team is the accountant, because what could end up being the biggest drain on your estate and financial picture, if you don't watch out for it, is an accountant. And this isn't just, okay, well, we're going to go to this person and here you go, here's my taxes for the year. They go and compute it and go, okay. It's no, okay, we're looking not just at this year, but going into the future, what's your tax landscape going to look like? This is just to give a little bit of an overview of the problem that sometimes happens. And I've got some clients, they're savers, and they want to minimize their taxes as much as possible each and every year. And so they've got a ton of money in tax deferred assets. And like I said, they're savers. And so their IRAs and 401ks may be going through the roof, and they're invested properly through the financial advisor or through their companies, and it grows and grows and grows. They're going to end up with a huge income tax problem by the time they hit the age when these required minimum distributions kick in, and they're going to have all this income. So looking at that in conjunction with the estate and with the financial advisor, that's going to make a world of difference in the long run. So it's not just about taxes now, but how do you plan for taxes in the future? The fourth big one, it's your insurance agent. And now we're talking not as much on the life end, although they could be handling some of that, but we're talking about your property and casualty insurance, making sure that your homeowner's insurance is correct, that your auto insurance is correct, maybe looking at an umbrella policy, and in particular, if you have rental properties, are those also properly insured, not just on the property and liability end, but also if you've got renters, are they insured properly? So taking a look at all of that to make sure, hey, wait, look, we've got your estate, we're building it, we're using the financial advisor, we've got the tax landscape, but it's not properly insured, it could all come crashing down. So these are the four core professionals that should be part of your team when we're talking about a digital family office. Now, some other professionals that may become core members of your particular team, but it's not that it's always these four. There may be more. If you're involved in business, and I have some clients, they're involved, they've got several businesses, they've got franchises, partial ownership. The corporate attorney can help make sure that you've got all of your annual filings correct, that the type of structure is proper. And look, if you've got a bunch of companies and you're moving into a model with something like, say, a family limited partnership, that could have a huge impact on the way things are made up. And so you want that in coordination with the taxes and the estate attorney and making sure that it all comes together. So you've got to have that corporate attorney in there for that. And then maybe if you do have a lot of rental properties, it's not a bad idea to have your property manager who's making sure that everything is taken care of at all the locations, having them on the team as well. So it's not just those core four, there may be more depending on your particular situation. So what exactly does the annual meeting look like, or again, more often? We're going to review all of these particular areas. So again, first and foremost, looking at your estate. Have there been changes in the family dynamic, changes in what you may have in terms of beneficiaries? Are there any vulnerabilities that popped up? I thought everything was great between my daughter and son-in-law, but it looks like they may be headed for a divorce. I don't like this. There may be something we need to do to update the estate. Or, well, hey, look, we're taking a look at this person. They just got diagnosed with something bad, but they were the top person that we have as the trustee, power of attorney, and executor. Maybe it's time to make a change there. Okay. Then we look at the financial picture with your financial advisor taking the lead on that. How are the investments growing? Have things grown? Has there been a downturn? What kind of shifts do we need to make? And in particular, well, okay, we moved banks, or we moved money from this fund to this fund. Is it all coordinating with your revocable living trust? So that has to be incorporated as part of that, as well as the growth and making sure that you're on track for whatever your retirement or other goals are on the financial end of things. Now, we're also going to take a look at the tax landscape and see, are there any changes in the law? How's that tax plan going? Do we need to make any kind of shifts potentially in investments or even in the structure for estates? There are a ton of things that can be done if you're using a charity to leverage their 501c3 tax exempt status, but yet get something back. So this is something that may pop up depending on the situation with something, say, like a charitable remainder trust or a charitable gift annuity. You need all those professionals on board to review that, and this is where the idea may potentially come in depending on the situation. And then finally, taking a look at how well insured you are in all of those different areas, whether it's life, which would be part of the life, the financial agent end of things, but also home, auto. And one thing that does need to happen is making sure that your homeowner's insurance is coordinating with the trust so that the entity of the trust, as well as you as individuals, are all covered. So these are the things that need to happen and should happen to make sure that you're not missing any vulnerabilities or missing any opportunities. And so that rounds out the team and what we should be coming through and going through every single year in that annual review meeting, or more often. If you don't have your team fully rounded out, don't worry about it. We're going to try to help get that all put together. That's a big goal of ours. If you're a client of the law office, then please go to professionalsyouworkwith.com and go ahead and fill out that questionnaire. It'll come to us so that we'll know what professionals you have on your team, and then we can help arrange and coordinate things with them in the future going forward and try to get this annual meeting set up with you and all of these professionals to talk about your picture. So I hope you found that information useful. As I tell all my clients, please stay safe, plan ahead, and enjoy life. And whatever you do, make it a great day.